The genesis of this theory paper is the idea that, prior research has posed entrepreneurship as, this, meritocracy where anyone with a good idea can succeed. When and under what conditions can entrepreneurship be emancipatory and meet market needs? However, when we see the research for marginalized groups, we see that often their outcomes, aren't as great as their non-marginalized peers, their access to resources, their networks. One of the reasons that it can be emancipatory as opposed to kind of traditional organizational employment is that it may better meet the entrepreneur's needs. And that could be from a time perspective and having more autonomy over their time. That could be from a financial perspective. That could also be to escape some of the discrimination and the structural constraints that they experience. So some of the examples that we focus on within our paper are, individuals with varying abilities that operating within, organizational employment doesn't necessarily cater to their, their social needs or their ability to navigate different social settings. So we talk about kind of three kind of structures that are created from the entrepreneurship of marginalized groups. And so it's the business, the product, and the process. And so when we think about the process, for example, entrepreneurs being able to recognize constraints that they're facing and create unique solutions in order to overcome these obstacles, and then sharing that information with other either individuals from their marginalized group or from other groups as a way to then effectively kind of solve those challenges that they're facing. All of us sit at these different intersections. So I sit at the intersection of yes, I'm Black, and yes, I'm a woman, and I also have a PhD. So on some of these axes, you could argue that I'm marginalized, and others, I sit in a position of privilege. Some of the cases we looked at, I think Bumble was an example of that. While Whitney Wolfe Herd was marginalized as a woman in this dating area, she also was then able to leverage her socioeconomic class, her whiteness, her college degree in order to be successful. It's not the idea that I have this great idea, then it's like, great, we'll be successful. It's still experiencing that access to resources, still potentially experiencing that consumer discrimination, still potentially experiencing that social closure. All challenges that marginalized entrepreneurs face as they're working through their product development, as they're working through building their networks, as they're working through access to capital. Those are all challenges.